Admiral Kethvar of the Hegemony's Third Fleet gazed at the tactical display with barely concealed amusement. The blue-green world spinning lazily before them had been the source of considerable debate in the council chambers for months. Earth, they called it. A backwater planet inhabited by a species that had barely crawled out of their gravity well a few centuries ago. Their defensive formations are quaint, remarked Commander Zilthos, his chitinous mandibles clicking in what passed for laughter among his kind. Look at those primitive vessels. Metal hulls, chemical propulsion, kinetic weapons. It's like watching children play with sticks. The holographic display showed Earth's defensive fleet arranged in a loose perimeter around their homeworld. Roughly 200 ships of varying sizes, from sleek destroyers to bulky dreadnoughts, hung in the void like metal insects frozen in amber. To the Hegemony forces, numbering over 800 vessels equipped with plasma cannons, quantum shields, and faster-than-light drives, the human fleet looked pitiful. "Sir," the communications officer's voice crackled through the bridge speakers. "The humans are broadcasting on all frequencies. They're demanding we leave their system immediately." Admiral Kethvar's four eyes blinked in sequence, a gesture equivalent to rolling one's eyes. Demanding? How adorable. Open a channel. The main screen flickered to life, revealing the bridge of what appeared to be the human flagship. A grizzled man in a dark blue uniform stood at attention, his weathered face set in grim determination. Behind him, human crew members worked frantically at primitive-looking control panels. "I am Admiral Sarah Chen of the United Earth Defense Force," the man said, stepping aside to reveal a shorter, Asian woman with steel in her eyes. "You are in violation of Earth space. Withdraw immediately or face the consequences." Kethvar couldn't help but emit a low, rumbling laugh that translated poorly through the universal communicator. "Admiral Chen, I am Admiral Kethvar of the Galactic Hegemony. We have come to formally incorporate your world into our empire. Your resistance is touching but ultimately futile. Stand down your forces and prepare for occupation." "I don't think so," Chen replied, her voice steady despite the impossible odds. "Humanity doesn't surrender." "Humanity?" Kethvar mused, savoring the word. "You are but one world among thousands we have conquered. Your technology is centuries behind ours. What could you possibly hope to accomplish with those antique vessels?" Admiral Chen's expression never wavered. "You're about to find out." Kethvar gestured dismissively. "Very well. Commander Zilthos, engage their forward line. Let's make this quick." The Hegemony's advance fleet, comprising 100 of their finest vessels, surged forward. Plasma beams lanced through space, striking the human ships with devastating accuracy. Several Earth vessels erupted in brilliant fireballs, their primitive armor no match for advanced energy weapons. But something was wrong. "Sir," the tactical officer reported, his voice carrying a note of confusion, "their ships are repositioning. It's almost like they're deliberately drawing us into a specific formation." Kethvar studied the display more carefully. The human fleet was indeed moving, but not in retreat. They were falling back in a coordinated pattern, drawing the Hegemony forces deeper into the system, while maintaining defensive fire. It was a tactical maneuver, but what purpose could it serve? "Admiral," Commander Zilthos called out, "we're detecting massive energy readings from behind their moon. Something large is emerging." The tactical display updated, and Kethvar felt his confident smile fade. A massive signature was indeed moving out from behind Earth's moon, something that dwarfed even the largest vessels in the Hegemony fleet. "Magnify that sector," he ordered. The main screen shifted to show the space near Earth's natural satellite. At first, there was nothing but stars and the gray surface of the moon. Then, like a mountain range coming to life, something vast began to emerge from the lunar shadow. It was a ship, but calling it a ship was like calling a cathedral a building. The vessel stretched for kilometers, its hull a dark matter black that seemed to absorb light rather than reflect it. Strange geometries covered its surface, and along its flanks, massive weapon ports began to glow with an ominous blue light. "Impossible," whispered Commander Zildos. "The readings. It's larger than our entire flag squadron combined." Admiral Chen's voice crackled over the communications channel, calm and deadly. "Admiral Kethvar, meet the UEDS Titan. Our newest and largest warship. You wanted to see what humanity could accomplish. Allow me to demonstrate." The massive ship's weapon ports erupted in synchronized fire. Beams of concentrated energy, far more powerful than anything in the hegemony's arsenal, lanced across space. Where they touched the hegemony vessels, ships simply ceased to exist, vaporized in milliseconds. "Evasive maneuvers," Kethvar shouted, but it was too late. The Titan's weapons tracked with impossible precision, each shot calculated and devastating. In less than 30 seconds, half of his advance fleet was gone. "How?" he demanded, staring at the tactical display in horror. "Your technology is primitive." "Was primitive," Admiral Chen corrected. "Funny thing about humans, Admiral. We're very good at learning. Every ship you've destroyed gave us data. Every weapon you fired taught us something new. We've been watching your empire expand for decades, studying your technology, reverse engineering what we could, and improving what we couldn't." The Titan began to move forward, its massive bulk surprisingly graceful as it glided through space. The remaining human ships fell into formation around it, no longer appearing primitive, but suddenly looking like escorts for a vessel of unimaginable power. "The moon wasn't just our satellite," Chen continued. "It was our shipyard, our laboratory, our secret. While you were laughing at our primitive fleet, we were building something that could challenge gods." Kethvar watched as more of his ships fell to the Titan's relentless assault. His mighty fleet, the pride of the hegemony, was being systematically dismantled by a single human vessel. "Retreat," he whispered. Then louder, "All ships, retreat. Fall back to the jump point." But Admiral Chen's voice followed them as they fled. "Take a message back to your hegemony, Admiral. Tell them that Earth is no longer defenseless. Tell them that humanity remembers every insult, every threat, every world you've conquered. And tell them that we're coming." As the surviving hegemony ships limped away from Earth's system, the massive form of the Titan hung in space like a dark promise. The galaxy had just learned that humanity's greatest strength wasn't their technology or their numbers. It was their refusal to give up, even when everyone else had written them off.